You were never a man, just a placeholder until someone better showed up. After her leaving I ghosted her, but it turned out I was the target and she left me for a reason. Her new husband put her in prison, but she didn't stop with my new girlfriend. When the burner phone showed up, she looked me in the eye like I was nothing. Not emotional, just cold. You're not worthy of being my husband. I've met someone better. That's what Ale said after 4 years together. For years of me doing everything I could to build a future for us. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just stood up, grabbed the suitcase I didn't even realize she had packed already, and walked out of the apartment like it was a hotel room she'd overstayed in. And the door clicked shut behind her. No fight. Just that line over and over in my head. You're not worthy. I sat in silence for an hour, maybe more. When I finally opened her Instagram, she'd already updated her bio to New Beginnings, choosing myself. By the next morning, she was all over social media with a guy named Carter. The better man. 6 foot something. Influencer. Talks and TikToks about alpha mindset and being unapologetic. He looked like the human version of a gym membership ad. She was clinging to his arm like a trophy he'd won. I was barely off her Netflix account. I didn't post anything. I didn't reach out. But I started noticing weird things. My email password suddenly stopped working. My Spotify had unfamiliar devices logged in from 3 states away. And then my bank flagged unusual login attempts from a location I didn't recognize, Miami. I don't live in Miami. But I did remember that's where Ally and Carter had posted they were recharging for the weekend. Champagne by the pool. Bathrobes and bath bombs. It felt insane. Coincidence? Maybe. But something was off. Then a burner phone showed up in a box on my doorstep. No name. No sender. Just one message on the screen. Don't trust her. He's using her. You're next. The screen went black. I didn't sleep that night. I sat with the phone on the kitchen table like it was going to explode. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Ally got arrested. She was booked right outside an event where she was scheduled to speak some healing after heartbreak panel she and Carter had put together. Turns out the luxury suite she booked for the event wasn't in her name. It was in someone else's. And the ID used? Reported stolen. Credit card too. The charges? Wire fraud, identity theft, possibly facing jail time. Her sister called me in tears asking if I knew anything. I didn't. But Ally had still listed me as her emergency contact. The nerve. That alone would have been enough, but the storm hadn't even started yet. Suddenly, I was getting friend requests from random accounts. All with one mutual, Carter. Then came the DMs. You really let her go like that? Beta move, bro. She needed a man, not a roommate. All clearly made to push me. Each account created within 24 hours. All fake bios. Stock photos. I looked them up, traced the IPs using a friend in IT. Guess where they pointed? To Carter's marketing site. He was trying to break me publicly. Humiliate me quietly. This wasn't just a rebound. It was a campaign. And just when I started compiling proof, emails, screenshots, login attempts, I received a message from Ally herself. Just one sentence. I never wanted to hurt you, but I need your help. She wanted me to testify that she had no idea how those accounts were created. That she'd been hacked. That she wasn't the one committing fraud. And in return, she'd make sure I wouldn't get accidentally tied to any of it. That was the threat. That's when I realized they'd been setting me up together. There was a lease application filed under my name for a penthouse in Miami. My name, social security number, forged signature. Ally was on the lease too, and the contact number listed for me wasn't mine. If I hadn't caught it, I'd be stuck with a contract for a $6,000 per month unit I'd never seen. They were trying to bury me in legal problems just in case their own mess caught fire. I was their insurance policy. They thought I'd just stay quiet. That I'd roll over. But instead, I set my own trap. I printed everything. Every fake message, every hacked login, screenshots of DMs, copies of the forged lease. All of it. Then I sent it anonymously to the district attorney on Ally's case. I also sent it to every sponsor and business partner linked to Carter's Better Man Bootcamp. And to make it sting, I reported Carter for cyber harassment using the IP logs and burner accounts they tied to me. 2 days later, Carter went live on his podcast. Right in the middle of his rant about women needing men with purpose, police walked into frame. The stream cut. Screenshots hit Twitter within minutes. Carter being cuffed. Ally was already behind bars. They tried to ruin me. But I didn't go down with them. I held the line. I'm the one holding the knife they left in my back. They say once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. That's a lie. Because just when I thought I had them both cornered, Ally behind bars, Carter in cuffs, they pulled one last string. I got a letter. Official-looking envelope. My full name typed on the front. No return address. Inside? A subpoena. I was being called as a witness in Ally's defense. They wanted me to testify that she didn't have access to my passwords, that we hadn't spoken in weeks, that there was no way she could have opened that Miami lease file with my info. If I didn't show, contempt of court. If I showed and told the truth, she could walk free and spin it into a pity narrative, abused wife abandoned by her bitter ex. Either way, she wanted to flip the script. She always did know how to look like the victim. I told my lawyer. He didn't flinch. You've got receipts. Let her try. But Ally wasn't done playing games. 3 nights before the court hearing, someone broke into my car. Didn't steal anything, but they left something. A single flash drive on the passenger seat, labeled in Sharpie, truth. I didn't plug it in right away. Honestly, I thought it was malware, but curiosity got the better of me. Inside were audio files, 10 clips, time-stamped, all recent, all recorded inside what sounded like a hotel room. First one, Carter and Ally, arguing. Carter's voice sharp, cocky. You're not gonna pin this on me, Ally. You're the one who logged in. You used his info. You forged the lease. I told you not to. Ally sobbing. I didn't think he'd fight back this hard. Another file. Carter again. You screwed up. We were supposed to flip his name on the documents and dump the place before it went public. You were too slow. Then, a third file. Ally whispering, sounding way too calm. If I can get him to say he gave me permission, it's over. He always folds. I just have to make him feel guilty enough. That was it. That was the real her. Not confused. Calculating. She wasn't trying to fix anything. She was trying to wipe her fingerprints off a crime she planned. I sent every file to my lawyer that night. He replied with 2 words. Case closed. But the next morning everything went public. I woke up to notifications exploding across my phone. The audio files had leaked. Someone uploaded them, uncut, to a Reddit thread titled, Alpha King Carter is a fraud. Hear how he and his girl tried to frame her ex. Thousands of shares, hundreds of comments. Podcasts picked it up. TikTok reaction clips flooded in. Imagine cheating on your man then trying to send him to prison. Carter's motivational quotes aging like spoiled milk. Plot twist, she's the villain and the clown. Carter's brand was obliterated in less than 48 hours. Sponsors dropped. His site went offline. His last tweet? Deleted mid-thread. But Ally? Ally doubled down. She went silent for a day, then posted a handwritten note to her Instagram story. A photo of paper lined, torn from a notebook. You only know his side. You don't know what I went through. The truth will come out. I loved him. He destroyed me. That was it. No comments allowed. No DMs. Just emotional manipulation. Again. But I wasn't playing defense anymore. I leaked one last clip, the one she never thought I'd record. Months ago, during one of our last real conversations before she left, Ally sat on the balcony at 1 a.m., drunk and bitter. She didn't know my phone was in my lap, mic on. She said, if you ever leave me, I swear I'll ruin you. Nobody breaks up with me. I decide when something ends. That one line? That was the nail. I dropped it anonymously through an account that went viral overnight. Nobody doubted whose voice it was. The girl who claimed to be choosing herself? Turns out she'd already chosen control, deceit, and revenge. The trial hasn't even started yet. But the court of public opinion? Already ruled. Still, it's not over. Because just when I thought I'd finally cleared the fire, a new name popped up. My ex's name is showing up on paperwork tied to a fake charity, one that received $17,000 in donations from Carter's now-defunct website. And the signature listed on the bank forms? Mine. The trap's not finished. They left one last landmine behind. You'd think after exposing a fake alpha influencer leaking audio that caught 2 people red-handed and surviving an identity theft setup, that'd be the end, right? Wrong. Turns out the final move I thought I shut down was only the middle. A week after the last court date, I got a visit. Not a call. A knock on my door. Plainclothes investigator. Name, Alvarez. He asked if he could come in. I offered him coffee. He didn't sit. He opened a folder, looked at me, and said, "Do you recognize this organization?" He slid a paper across the table. Unified Hearts Foundation. Sounded fake. Looked fake. But the signature at the bottom of the donation form? Mine. He showed me 3 different documents tied to Carter's crypto donations and Ally's charity events. All traced to bank transfers under my name and IP. $17,000. The same money Carter bragged about making from alpha seminars. It looked like I was laundering his money through a fake nonprofit. And the paper trail? Flawless. But there was one mistake they made. They used an address I hadn't lived at in over 5 years. That's what saved me. That and one random receipt I'd emailed myself in 2019 that proved I wasn't there. Still, that wasn't the part that rattled me. It was what Alvarez said next. We pulled metadata from the forged forms. Guess who opened and edited them? He paused. Someone with the initials SK. I blinked. My stomach sank. Sean Keller. My old roommate. My best friend for 6 years. We lived together before I met Ally. He was at my engagement party. He was one of the few people who stuck around when I was broke and rebuilding. Or so I thought. I hadn't spoken to him in almost a year. Things got distant. He'd started hanging around Carter after one of those networking retreats. Said he was figuring things out and working on a project. That project? Apparently it was me. I dug through old photos. There he was in the background of Carter's seminar launch. Behind the curtain. I never noticed before. He was the one who helped Ally access my laptop once when she forgot the Wi-Fi password. He was the one who borrowed my external drive back when I used it for work. And he was the one who disappeared just as the breakup started. Suddenly things clicked. They were planning this for months. Ally, Carter, and Sean. While I was trying to save a relationship, they were plotting how to weaponize it. My identity. My accounts. My name. I called Alvarez back. Asked him if Sean was being looked at. He said, "We're watching him. But we need more." So I gave them more. I logged into my old shared cloud storage, one I forgot even existed. And there it was. An open document Sean had last edited a year ago. Titled, Backup Pitch Deck Foundation Clean. Inside? Slides for a fake charity initiative. Buzzwords. Photos stolen from real events. Budget breakdowns. Every cent tied to donations Carter had bragged about. And a signature template saved as a PNG. My signature. I sent it all to Alvarez. And that's when the investigation widened. 3 subpoenas went out. One to Carter's last LLC. One to Ally's fake consulting business. And one to Sean Keller's private server. That's when things really got nuclear. Because Sean? He panicked. And when people panic, they reach out. I got a text from him. First contact in a year. Hey man. Long time. I know things have been weird, but I was thinking of catching up. You around? No apology. No explanation. Just casual like nothing happened. I stared at it for 10 minutes. Then replied. Sure. Come by tomorrow. But I didn't plan on talking. I planned on recording. And he didn't know I had 2 state investigators in the next room. Sean walked through my front door like nothing was wrong. Like he hadn't forged my signature. Like he hadn't helped set me up to take the fall for a $17,000 charity scam. Like he didn't know 2 plainclothes investigators were sitting in my guest bedroom listening through a mic planted under my coffee table. Man, it's good to see you. He said it with a smile. Like we were grabbing beers, not sitting on top of a criminal conspiracy. I played along. Acted casual. We talked surface-level stuff for a bit, work, weather, random memories from our old apartment. Then I asked the question. So how do you know Carter anyway? He shifted. Just slightly. Sipped his drink. From one of those self-improvement summits a while back. We just clicked, you know? Did Ally introduce you? Pause. Blink. Kind of. It's complicated. I leaned back. You helped her fake the nonprofit paperwork, didn't you? That's when he froze. Just for a second. But it was there. What are you talking about? The forged lease. The Unity Hearts files. The fake email IPs traced back to your building's server. You want me to keep going? He put the glass down harder than he meant to. Okay, look. Things got out of hand. Carter made it seem like no one would get hurt. Ally just wanted out of the marriage and he said he'd handle the rest. She wanted me arrested. No, man, it was about leverage. That's all. Just leverage so she could walk with everything clean. That's when I lost it. You were supposed to be my best friend. His eyes dropped. You don't understand what she promised me. I blinked. What? She said if I helped her, she'd talk to your dad. Get me into the family business. Said your family always took care of you and if you didn't appreciate it, someone else should. Everything slowed. My dad. He nodded. Slowly. Yeah. Didn't you know? She was close with him. Really close. My blood went cold. I stood up. What do you mean, close? Sean suddenly realized he'd said too much. He tried to walk it back. Forget it. I shouldn't have. Look, the real problem's Carter. Ally was being used too. She. Answer me. He looked up. And that's when he cracked. She was sleeping with your father. That's how she knew your financials. That's how she knew your passwords, your accounts, your backup codes. He gave them to her. The words hit like gunshots. I staggered back 2 steps. My father. The same man who always said Ally was the best thing that ever happened to me. The one who warned me not to push her away. The one who told me, during our breakup, that I needed to man up and apologize. He wasn't just defending her. He was with her. My hands shook, voice barely came out. You knew? All this time. Sean nodded, silent now. That's when the investigators walked in. Game over. He looked at them. Looked at me. You got what you wanted, man. You win. But I didn't feel like I won anything. Because this wasn't about Carter anymore. This wasn't just some influencer scam or fake donation setup. Came from my own house. I didn't even remember driving to my parents' house. Parked. Walked up the steps like I was moving underwater. Then I knocked. My mom answered. Her smile faded as soon as she saw me. Where's Dad? She didn't answer. Just stepped back. He was in the kitchen, drinking coffee like nothing was burning down around him. You got something to say? I asked. He didn't even flinch. Just looked up, casual as ever. I assume you're here about Sean. No, I said. I'm here because I know. About her. About Ally. He stared at me. Silence. Not even a fake denial. Just a long, tired sigh. We were friends. That's all. You gave her my passwords. My financial info. You helped her bury me. He stood up. I did what needed to be done. You weren't strong enough for her. You let her walk all over you. I figured. Maybe someone else could help guide her. I blinked. You figured screwing your son's wife was guidance? That hit. For a second, I saw guilt flash across his face. But it faded quick. You were never built for this world, son. Not the business. Not marriage. You lived soft. You trusted too much. That's your problem. And just like that, I saw it. This wasn't about Ally, or Carter, or some charity scam. This was about him. He never respected me. He saw me as a placeholder, a disappointment, and when my marriage didn't fit his vision, he stepped in like he owned it. I walked out without another word, because the next time I'd see him would be in court. Court day. 3 months of investigations, documents, recordings, and sealed testimonies, all coming to a head in one freezing room. Ally was there, hair neat, dress pressed, the same fake grace she wore at our wedding, like she was the victim in a Lifetime movie. She didn't look at me once. Sean wasn't in the courtroom. He was testifying remotely after flipping on Carter. But Carter? He showed up in a suit 2 sizes too tight, still trying to smirk like none of this mattered. The prosecutor didn't waste time. They laid it all out. The digital trail, the fake nonprofit, the forged documents, the burner phone, the fraud money. And then came the audio, the recordings from my apartment. Ally's voice, clear, calm. If I can get him to say he gave me permission, it's over. He always folds. The whole room shifted. Even her lawyer looked shaken. Then they called me up. I told everything. How I found the burner, the forged lease, the charity trail, how Sean cracked and exposed the entire thing. And then, out of nowhere, Ally stood up. She interrupted the judge. Tears in her eyes, voice trembling. Can I speak? Her lawyer tried to stop her. But the judge nodded. She took a breath. It was never supposed to go this far. I just wanted to scare him. Hurt him a little. Not destroy him. I didn't know Carter was going to involve Sean. I didn't know about the money. The judge cut in. You submitted the documents. You logged into the accounts. You forged the lease. And then Ally snapped. In front of everyone. She turned, pointed at me, and screamed. He ruined me first. He ignored me. He let me die in that marriage and smiled while doing it. I had to do something. I had to take back control. The courtroom went dead quiet. Her lawyer just buried his face in his hands. And I sat there, calm as a storm, watching her unravel for the first time without controlling the narrative. Because that was it. Her confession. On record. She looked at me, face blotched, breath ragged. You don't get to walk away from this untouched. I leaned forward. I already did. They sentenced her to 2 years. Until the letter came, 6 months later. Plain white envelope. Type label, my name. Inside a single folded sheet. You'll never know the full story. But someone else does. You should ask your mother what happened in 1994. I called my mother. She answered. I asked, what happened in 1994? There was silence. Then her voice dropped a whisper. Who told you to ask that? I asked again. What happened? Another pause. They told me it was better if you never found out. Who? Ally? Dad? What the hell are you not telling me? She didn't answer.